Hi, welcome back to Comicbook Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. You know what day it is? It's Friday, people. And today I have a very, and I say very special guest. And no, it's not Brian. And Brian, let me show you how to do a proper introduction. So without further ado, I have my boy Mitch on.
Um,
Hey, see, Brian, how easy it is? He took the cue like that. Anyways, I had to do that to Brian because I know he'll be watching this later. So
of course.
I'm going to give you a little background about my friend Mitch here and explain to you why I value his opinion when it comes to Magic the Gathering. So I came into Seattle around 2009, and either I met you late 2009 or it was 2010. That I don't recall. But it was at Fantastic Games, and it was right during the rise of Eldrazi. So I
Something like
found
that.
the store and this group of guys and stuff, and I hit it off right away with Mitch and Zach, the owner, and Mike and a couple other people. But what I always remember about you, Mitch, was so we're drafting, and I told you that I hadn't played the game for a long time, like you know, almost a decade at that point. And you went over to his nickname is Red, but his real name is what?
Michael.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, because we had so many mics at the store. So
Yeah, we just
it,
called him Red because he
we
had red
call
hair.
yeah, with his hair. So you call Red, you're like, hey, we got a new player or a player who's coming back, and you guys helped me build a deck, and I thought that was so cool because you guys really went out of your way. Now you didn't give me like some 20, 30, $50 cards, but you guys did go through your collection and pull out anywhere between $1 to $5 cards to help me build a deck. Because I had just drafted, um, and I wanted to start playing again. And so, first of all, I just want to say this on air. Hey, thanks, and I've really cherished your friendship over these years.
Had a good time.
Yeah. So people are like, "That's great, Joaquin. Why does that make this person your personal expert in Magic Gathering?" Good question. Mitch, when did you start playing this game?
Boy, 1996, 1997, around Ice Age, 22
And
years ago.
have you taken a break, like a long-term break, or you pretty much have been playing on and off all those years?
I took a bit of a break between Conflux and Zendikar. It was like 4 or 5 set break, but for the most part, I've stuck around.
And you're also a level one judge still?
I think I got decertified when I hadn't judged an event in a year since I moved to Japan.
Yeah, I
But
gotta
yeah.
get back to Japan, people.
Uh-huh.
But those are his qualifications. Also, at PFC Games, located in Edmonds, Washington, he worked there for what, over a couple of years at least
Three
before
or
he
four
went to
years, I
Japan.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was the person in charge of Magic. So he bought, sold, trade, everything. This was the guy. He helped out new people when they came in, and he actually got me back into playing again, like standard and modern, where before I was just selling and I had sworn off Magic for the most part because if I got anything good, I sold it. But he got me back in.
You and Zach both.
Yeah, it was funny. Me and Zach had like stopped playing Magic and we were playing what is it? Force of Will, the card game, the anime game. And
That
little by
was
little,
after you guys had gotten back into Magic.
yeah. Oh, was that?
It was afterwards.
Yeah. So now that I've given you a brief, you know, history of why I consider this guy, my go-to Magic guy, he saw my video. Me and Brian somewhat predictions and where we think the state of Magic is. And the first thing he said to me was,
You guys gave a lot of bad information.
that's right. So for the counterpoint, and that's going to be the name of this video while we're playing, Uh, quick before we get into that, Kibler's Giant Monster. I haven't had a chance to play this. So far, you said you're 3-0. So it looks fun.
3-1 now, but I'm about to be 4-1.
Four
I
and
think I
one.
just beat this guy. I'll
So
attack.
what is the whole point of this? We're giving constructed a new house rules.
So it's Magic Arena has this thing where I don't know, every weekend there'll be a new like interesting format. So last week it was called Z or something like that, where every first spell you cast on any turn would cascade
Yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
in the next card, like in the next card in your library that was less casting cost than it. So I played a mono blue mill deck that would just cast instants on the opponent's turn and on my own, so it would always be milling them.
Yeah, I played against
Pretty
a deck
fun.
like that. I was not happy. Needless to say.
It might have been me. I mean, I made the deck myself, but this this particular format is pretty interesting because you kind of have two options to go with. You either expect everybody to be building giant creature decks, so you build a hyper fast deck that will come underneath everybody's 4-drop creatures and win faster. So I've seen a few like Steamkin decks and things like that. Or you build like a ramp deck, like a green X deck that gets 4 and 5-drop creatures out on turn 3 and 4. And then you just keep drawing cards. I built a green black deck that was kind of like Llanowar Elves and Beast Whisperers. So when I play 4-drop creatures, they become 2 card draw,
Yeah.
as well as like Ravenous Chupacabra, which is like 2 draw a card and destroy one of their creatures, which seems like a lot of value for 4 mana. So
All right. Are you almost done with your game? I'm just showing people right now what deck I'm going to be playing against him.
Word, yeah, I just started the last round in the format, so it shouldn't be too long.
Okay. So for your rebuttal, what were the main keys that you disagreed with us on, or disagreed with me on?
So the thing that you guys went to was that Magic Online is dying or is dead after the announcement of Arena getting, $10 million
Yeah.
thing. And hell, today, I don't know if you saw today, there was an announcement that kind of not the case, right? There's not going to be any change happening for Magic Online because Magic Online is where everything that isn't standard.
Well, yeah.
So it would just take way too long to get anything non-standard into
No.
the
The,
format.
the plans for what I've been hearing about for Arena is they, from this point on, I hope they change the name, call it Standard Plus, but maybe they can come up with something else. I hope so. But from this point on, they're going to keep all these cards, so nothing's going to rotate out from this point on. And it's kind of like their own version of Extended or Frontier. But what I was stating on for Magic Online was not that it's dead right now, but it's going to be. I think it within the next 5 years, it's going to be gone. And
What makes you think that? That's really what it comes down to. Is like,
yeah, if you would just want to know if I'm just like repeating some other talking points, okay. So my personal opinion is one: most new players are going to start coming over to Arena because you can buy packs without paying money and you can just grind stuff out. And if you want to spend money on gems so you can participate in special tournaments, that's cool. But I think I only dropped on MTGO like $70, and excuse me. At the time I didn't regret it, and looking back on it now, even though I don't even play it at all, I don't regret it. Mostly for like commander stuff. But I always thought it was messed up that they charged regular price for packs. I thought that was the biggest ripoff, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. And I know that if you get four of a kind in standard, that you could turn it in, and they'll send you that set back and take it out of your inventory. Is that
the
still
redemption.
true?
The redemption still exists in
Yeah.
Magic Online.
So that was my biggest gripe. One, we shouldn't be paying $4 for something for packs that cost them no money to make, in a sense. Two,
Okay.
if it was $2 a pack, okay. But now you're thinking, so I just want to set that premise up of, you have a lot of disgruntled people now who, in one sense, have seen a new format which is easier for them to get into, and there's always the threat that they can just, uh, if they don't like a comment you say or whatever, then this is only for the big YouTube people. But either way, you don't. What I don't like about it the most is you don't own any of those cards. So if you're sinking all this money into this game, what do you have to show for it? At least if you're playing in the physical card game, hey, I'm playing modern. I don't like this modern deck. Let me go sell it and go buy something else. That gives you that option. You don't have that online, and that's why I think the game is eventually within 5 years, people are going to lose interest in it.
Then why
Or
didn't they lose interest in it? Started or 12 years ago, whatever it was.
because that was the only thing. They didn't have a second option. They now have a new option with Arena. I think Arena is more fun to play as far as not only for just new players, but just in general. Unless you're going to put in money into the game on online, which goes back to my argument of why you're going to spend all that money, um, you can't compete. You're just going to get crushed.
So, I mean, one of the things that I think makes Magic Online so good is that it includes things that you can't really do in Arena because of the card pool. Like, legacy games for most people in the world is incredibly difficult. Like, so trying to get better at Legacy or play a lot of varied games, places in the world, like, that isn't the case, where we're from in Seattle, and Mock Sporting House, and so many, like, big, huge titans of the game to play. Where I live now in Tokyo, Haruya has rounds of Legacy if I want to play it every single day, three round sanctioned events.
Yeah, but in general, even the local stores,
Option, right?
right? Most
But
local
like,
stores. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your thought. Go ahead.
that's fine. It's most people in the world don't have that option, and if you can pay, $200 and get a Legacy deck, then Magic Online's fantastic. You can cube with some really cool old cards in Magic Online, which is fantastic. Flashback drafts for the old sets are really, really cool. So you can be like, oh man, I remember when I first started playing Magic, I started in Innistrad. They're doing an Innistrad flashback draft. Oh, let's go do it online. Let's go, check it out, have fun, and have that nostalgia. So
Yeah.
that kind of stuff is possible, whereas never be possible.
Well, I don't know about never be
My little
possible in
league
an arena.
stuff.
I mean, if they really wanted to put the time and effort, yeah, I don't know how many years it would take, but they could, go back from the start. Or more important, they could just go back to where modern is and start uploading those cards into here. And you
But some of the
can,
coolest cubes are like the powered cubes, or like the vintage cube and the legacy cube on Magic Online are some of the most fun.
well, no, I know what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you on that. What I'm saying is that there is not that I don't want to say those players are dying out because they're not, because they're my age, they're around your age. But newer players are I don't think are getting into legacy or what's the other one, vintage, because it's just too expensive. And even if you can get to it online, it goes back to how much money you going to stick. Where you could just actually buy a physical deck and own that and watch it go up or down in value, and you can choose when and when to get out.
But you can do the same online.
They
Can't
can
you
they
cannot get rid of your stuff in Magic Arena? It's impossible. There's no trading environment,
Well, no,
right?
well, you don't need to.
So,
I mean, the whole point is if you're just grinding it out with gold, it doesn't matter
but
if you lose any of those
if you want
cards.
to play if you want to play competitive Magic, right, in any capacity, especially if we're talking about the $10 million esports prize pool that Wizards has fronted for what will be standard moving forward, um, competitive environment, and if you need to start practicing with a competitive standard deck, now a competitive standard deck in less than 3 weeks, right, 2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
without paying any money. But you can pay $60 to $100 to get your deck. You buy enough packs and get enough wild cards for that, and then generate your deck, or you get lucky in your packs. So, you might pay $60 to $100 for a standard deck, but when you're done with it, you can never sell that standard deck online. You buy a standard deck, you play it nonstop for a while, and go, okay, this isn't working for me. I think there's a better deck in the format. You can sell it back to the bot chains or to whatever, and then rebuy or sell the deck out and be like, okay, I'm gonna get out of Magic Online. I'm done.
But that's for competitive players. I'm saying more for the most of us, including myself, generally go towards that. Even though I play at the store a lot and draft and all that, are tabletop players and or tabletop kitchen players, and this is just casual. And when I first did my review on Arena, I was saying this was great for new players who are interested in getting into Friday Night Magic. And my advice was, whatever starter set you get, whether you get that little starter box or you buy one of the starter packs or starter boosters, like the Planeswalker decks, you should be drafting every Friday night. Number one, you're going to meet people. People in general are cool and will help you. And the most important thing about drafting is you're going to slowly start building up your collection. You put that with Arena and you're new, you can slowly build up a deck that you see somebody play, during a standard match or whatever. And you're like, oh, I'm going to check that deck out without investing a lot of money into it, and then figure out that that's really not your play style, or maybe you don't want to play that.
Exactly, and then but that's going to my point, right? Is like you see this deck at Friday Night Magic, you're playing paper Magic, you see this deck, oh, I want to build that deck. 3 weeks later, you have it done, and it's not your play style, and now you have to grind another 3 weeks to get another deck, or you have to pay $70 to $100, right? Whereas if you see that deck in Magic Online and you buy it and then you play it for a while and you don't like it, you go, oh, well, maybe not my jam. You sell it back to the bot chains that
Well,
you normally get at most game stores, and then just buy a different deck.
Well, that
Magic Online has
that goes back to how you want it, how you view Arena, and what do you.
And I'm not saying I don't like Arena. I'm playing Arena right now. Right?
Yeah.
It's reinvigorated my interest in Standard. These cool weekly formats that show up, I think, are something that Magic Online should have done years ago.
That's what I was saying.
It would be super, super cool. I just like that. I like the accessibility. I like that it gets people more interested in the game in general.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm going to sell my Modern deck on Magic Online because, it's the things going away? No, because that's how I get for Modern before a big event, right? I can play 20 games a night, or I can go down to Hotterdia and get 9 games in, 10 games in, to crank out leagues and get tons of practice with my deck and kind of understand the intricacies of it. So,
okay, so I'm looking at our time right now. Are you almost done with your game?
I'm all done. I went 5-1, so
Cool,
I won
cool.
the league thingy.
All right, cool. All right. Because most of the time, people watch this channel to watch me punt really bad. So, let's go direct challenge. And
Number again?
it is Evil Chimo and then the hash mark 10251. It should be in there. The moment you hit the opponent thing and you go down, it should be able to highlight me right away. It saves it.
I play against other people, so.
Oh, look at you. So now we're going to get back into the current state of Modern. So Modern, and when I started playing, and I met Mike, and he was helping me get back into not get back into learning how to sell Magic online, Magic the Gathering cards online. He was telling me, and this is we're talking about 2010. This is right before Modern hit, which was 2011, before that format.
It's extended.
And the old way was you bought or saved a case of every new set within reason. Same thing with the fat packs. And you hold on, make sure I'm not hunting here. Okay, so that all changed once they started bringing out the Modern Master boxes, and once Modern became available. In fact, Modern is what made a lot of all those cards valuable, where before, like right after Zendikar rotated out, I remember you could buy fetch land for between $8 and $10. That was crazy.
They were not very popular.
No, and even though I think this Ultimate Masters is a huge success, I just think that they rolled it out. Damn it. I need my little dude. Where's my chick? Where's my chick to protect me from these effects?
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, there we go. Get this guy. Now I know you're not that fond of him, but I was watching Rudy from Alpha Investments, and he was talking about, because of the success of this box, right, that people are all the other Modern Master boxes are slowly going up in value. So I guess the question I'm asking to you, not everybody collects boxes, right? Oh, damn it. Stop it!
Oh, nothing you have is gonna stay on the board longer than, like, a turn.
Alright, here we go. See, this is where I needed a prep.
Yeah, that's... But okay.
Alright. What do I want? I know I'm going to have to discard, so I'm just making a choice here. Alright, I'm good. Alright, back to what I was saying. So, a lot of people are going to, because of its popularity, are going to buy into boxes, right? And treat this as an opportunity or an investment to maybe buy some of these older boxes. And we're even talking like, the other ones that didn't do that well. What was it? Masters 25, and then the other
2015,
one?
yeah.
Yeah.
And Iconic Masters are probably the ones that didn't do as well on launch.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm saying is, do you believe that people, if they have the money, now my channel is all about learning about value and staying within a budget and only spending money that, that you consider disposable income or entertainment. Is it a safe bet to start buying these boxes as an investment? And how long will it take you to double your money and be able to sell those?
So, to buy them as an investment, I don't know if I would do that. Let me see here. Want this card? Not really, but I like this guy.
Yeah,
for the magic.
Damn it. Oh, there's nothing I could do here, people. Look, I played this hand as best as I could. He's just gonna crush me.
Technically, yeah.
I mean, there's not much. I'm gonna hold this card because in case something else happens. So all I can do is... Yeah. Gotta pull. Oh, dude, that's so sad. I gotta erase the removal on my creature.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yep. So, so investing into these boxes is not a good investment. Let's just say somebody does, right? What do you
Yeah.
think? How long do you think that it takes for somebody to for it to double price? It doesn't even matter what box it is. We can
Full
take the
price? None of
cheapest
them.
box.
None of them are gonna double price.
Like 2, 3 years, maybe longer.
No, like I don't think any of them are gonna double in price, no matter what. I think that like RP double price is like $500, and the market just won't sustain a $500 box, even as a collectible. Like outside of 10 years, right? Zendikar was just in 450, and it had been out for 8 years at that time. So yeah, and a lot of people have to realize that you have to make at least. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. You have to make at least. Just to break even after like shipping and fees if you're trying to sell something online.
Yeah.
Reasonable. I don't think buying boxes unless you have a ton of disposable income is a valuable proposition.
I understand you're in need of support.
But before Modern came out, that was the norm.
Be strong.
Not really. That's just what Mike did because he's weird.
No, a lot of people did that. A lot of store owners I talked to kept a lot of boxes in reserve just in case they started going out.
Right, so why didn't you minus the Ajani and get back your honor guard? Because now I'm gonna play this and get bugs.
Major punt.
It was a major punt.
Oh god.
I mean, I only get one bug and that kind of sucks, but like it's still pretty good.
All right.
Look at you, you have an Aurelia.
Oh.
I'm not afraid of Aurelia, I am. I'm gonna eat my bug. Good draw.
So the other thing is, okay, when it comes to the prices of Modern, right? So it took how many reprints to finally get Tamagoyf under 100 and most likely stop it?
It's third reprint.
Third
No,
reprint.
you're... Look,
So-
have you kept a creature longer than one turn?
No. Stop laughing.
Warned you that
Ryan.
you wouldn't keep a creature longer than one turn?
No. Oh, what did he have in
It took
hand?
about its third reprint for it to like really hit the bin, like kind of where it is now.
So Lily's hit her what, second, or she's going on her third?
You don't count RPTQ promos, so reprint. She's on 2, right? This is
Yeah.
her third. EMA would be her third. Or
But
UMA
she's
would
still
be her
going to
third.
bounce back and get close to 100. She's one of the cards that I think
She's still close to 100 right now, right?
yeah, she's like at 70. I think she's going to go back to almost being 90 to 100 again within 6
I mean,
months.
you have
to
to
a year.
realize that magic happens in seasons, and this is what a lot of like people don't understand. Like a lot of people right now who would ever want a Lily think, oh, they're going down, they're going to keep going down, they'll reprint her and they'll go down again, right?
Yeah.
But what actually happens? Get rid of him real quick.
Do you have any other decks
The
besides
magic
this
season.
one?
I know.
God damn it. All right, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Magic happens in seasons, so when two things will keep the price of Lily inflated, right? One, most decks that play Lily want 3 or 4 of her.
Yeah.
So if somebody opens one in UMA, there one of two things happen: they sell it to a store, or oh hey, that's a pretty good draw, or keep it and go, oh, I should use this to build a deck, and then they go try and buy 2 or 3 more because they already have one, and it's
Yeah,
kind of like
already
a
invested in.
value sink that people think that they don't think about. So then supply goes up because somebody opened one, which seems counterintuitive, but that's just how it goes, right? That's what happened with the first Tarmogoyf printing. It was a very expensive card, if I remember right. It was $180, you know, something like that for the original Future Sight one. First reprint price, and not halved it, but it was like $150, $130, something like that. Spiked back up above its original price because so many people were like, "Oh my god, it's so available." I opened a Tarmogoyf. I need 3 more, and I can finally play Jund in Modern, right? Or Abzan or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah, that's the other factor too, about what deck is popular, and the deck is really popular, and that happens to be the card that that you happen to open one. Now you're like, well, I've always wanted to play this, so I might as well, whether I'm buying it, trading it, or combination of both, or credit. You're right, it's going to go up on that. Do you think that Wizards will hold its, not necessarily promise, but will stay true to its word that it will no longer have another Modern Masters box?
That would be very hard for them to do, considering they never made that promise.
Well, they kind of said there would be no more. They said that there would be no more Modern Master boxes.
Didn't they specifically said for the foreseeable future we will not print any supplemental Masters product?
Yeah. How long? Okay.
Foreseeable future is very, very clear, right?
Yeah. I guess the question, I should have rephrased that question, was how long do you think it's going to take? I told Brian that I can't see them lasting more than a year, and I'll be very shocked if they went a year.
Well, I'd say 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Oh, that's like I don't see happening.
It took them about 2 years to make a series card again, right? Like they at the end of when they had already printed the Amonkhet. Why wouldn't you just play the Mistcloak Herald first? That's so bad.
Because I figured you got some kind of removal, and then...
I always have removal. Like, why not let me remove your 1-drop instead of now what's going to be your 2-drop?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Because I'm trying to draw stuff out.
I guess so. Black guy. So at the end of Kaladesh or Aether Revolt, they said they weren't doing masterpieces anymore after Amonkhet.
Yeah.
Right, because Amonkhet had already been printed or like created in a way that included them. So goal is to kill all your creatures. You're just letting me kill them all already.
Damn it.
So at the end of Aether Revolt, they did that, and they said, all right, not happening again. And that was Amonkhet, and we've had since then Amonkhet Hour to Devastation. We've had Magic 2019, Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria, Guilds of Ravnica with no masterpieces.
Doing something that was more of a gimmick, right, than not reprinting any modern staples.
They didn't say they're not reprinting any modern staples. They didn't say that at all.
My question was, you're saying 3 or 4 years, and I don't see that happening. You know,
I think 3 or 4 years until a Masters set. That was the question, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're not reprinting modern staples in some way or another.
No, that I figure
right?
they're going to keep doing. I do not want to drop
what people have been theorizing. Like they make a cube, like a pre-built cube for people to buy, and it includes a ton of modern staples, and it's got like a $500 price tag, but that's lower than most.
I don't think they're going to do that. How the hell do you get like all these choops? What is that? 3?
I got 4 in the deck. Why
That's
not draw 3?
I call BS.
I got 4 other cards in my hand. How many do you think are removal?
This is funny for the people who watch my channel, because this is why you watch it, to watch me suffer in this place. But still, come on now. That was crazy.
How much you want to bet my hand has another Chupacabra in it?
It probably does. That's why I'm trying to spread out the love here.
I mean, my hand is, it's got some number of removal in it.
What I was saying about you drawing this many little shoots. Sacrifice a creature. Sacrifice this. That's such a good card.
It's a good card. Yeah, let's not. No, I think Plaguecrafter is one of the strongest uncommons they've printed in a real long time.
Yeah, it looks really good.
2 sets ago that was like blew my mind. What was it? Uncommon they printed that was just nuts. Alright, well now I have to start killing your creatures. Alrighty.
Oh, stop it!
I was gonna let them live for a while, but.
Oh no! Oh damn it! Oh.
How many cards you got? You got 1 card? Is it a Merfolk or is it a land? It's a land, I see. Get it. I mean... Gaining life and killing all your dudes.
At least I made progress. I almost got you under 10.
What is it, another sleep? Oh, it is another sleep. Alright.
That's all I can do, people. There's nothing more I can do. So, investing in Modern...
I think investing in Modern is a waste of time. Like, you can do short-term investment, like keep an eye out on certain cards, and I think that it's kind of a waste of time because they can reprint at any moment. If you want to invest in Magic, you invest in reserve list cards almost exclusively. Stuff that they will not reprint.
So, okay. So you're new to Magic, right? Say you just started this year. And you're watching this show, and you see Joaquin just beat really quick. And you're like, oh, so he said invest in, reserve list staples. Well, those are expensive. And not all the reserve list staples or reserve list cards are worth that much. But would your advice be more to buy what you can, right? Like, do your research, start seeing what's popular, research decks that are being played, and then maybe start buying from reputable sellers cards that are like $10 to $20 that are on the reserve list? If there's even any left.
So, yeah, there are lots. I have a whole box of them.
Okay.
What you have to look at is how you kind of started the entire conversation, right? First of all, if you're new to Magic and you're looking to invest, probably not the best way to Magic as a hobby, right? Like investing in cards that are old or well outside your understanding. But another thing is investment, like anything else, is a gamble and it's a risk. And some stuff will go up and some stuff will go down. Traditionally, Magic cards that are on the reserve list and are played go up 3% year over year, like Roth IRAs.
Yeah. I challenge you again.
I mean, spending $300 on one dual land, it's better than sticking that $300 in like an investment like portfolio. Usually, though, if you invest in a Savannah and then nobody's playing green-white for a year, then the card's not going to go up. But if somebody goes, oh, or Abzan or the Rock or whatever, those all go up. So go up because it sees more play, more people get into it, then it ends up being a worthwhile investment. Bought Underground Seas when they hit almost $1,000. Right now you'd be pretty unhappy because they're back down to $600 or $700.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a spike in the price. Anything?
Well,
that wasn't really anything play related. It was like an artificial inflation.
Well, they were saying, before we go on, hit accept. That way people are at least watching you kick my butt while we're talking instead of them just looking at this screen.
Yeah. Seems like
go ahead.
So I don't think investing. I don't think investing is a great way to like maximize your value or your enjoyment of the game. So I just wouldn't recommend investing in cards. I think that if you have access to like a big old collection, or if you have looking to get into becoming a buyer and seller of cards, to spend your money that are like, oh hey neat. Yeah, I do it because you know.
Well, that's different. You know, you've been immersed into this hobby, but on top of that, you've done a lot of research. You stay on top of card prices. You read a lot of articles, and that's the whole point of my channel. My channel is all about. It does not matter whether you're investing in comic books, Magic the Gathering, stamps, coins, chihuahuas, whatever. Do your research. Talk to people who have done it, and see the route that they're going through. Like, I earned a nickname there, and it was deservedly so, called King of Jank. So I sold a lot of Magic the Gathering cards that were, you know, bulk rares, but I found a little system, and oh wait, oops. And
Wait, if you're gonna sack your Creator Maker to destroy one of my suppliers, bad idea.
No, I didn't want to do that. It was the no, stop. Uh-oh, hold on. I almost messed that up. Alrighty. Was I supposed to do that before?
Oh, why did you do it at all?
Because I wanted to give this one a +1/+1.
Yeah, you had to do it before.
Yeah. Oops, lesson learned.
If I've done that though, I would have just double blocked, you know, but whatever.
Let's see if I can get it right this time. So that's what my channel is about, you know, doing your homework, and that's why I really, you know, I should have had you on a long time ago. I just didn't think about it. Ugh.
I mean, that's the key, right? You just always have to do your homework. You gotta understand the market you're getting into. A lot of stuff can be regional as well. I've learned that a ton since moving to Japan. Like, things can just be very like region specific, so they don't play a lot of Commander here. So I find Commander cards really inexpensively.
Yeah.
Wilds in a mono red deck.
I'm playing Goblin.
Well, that's bad. It's mono red. Living Wilds does nothing.
Yeah, that's just my way of winning out the draft.
Yeah, deck thinning has been proven many times to not do anything, but alrighty.
Damn you, cheat.
Trade, boy. Come on. You're gonna sack him to kill one of my dudes anyways. Why not? Why not just trade? Why waste a mana? All right. But now you have to waste mana to do it, right?
I don't really have much in hand. So I hope people you know were able to get some information about collecting, the current state of Modern. You know, when I was talking about this game, I talk about my love for this game, and that really it's just about playing a game you enjoy with your friends, and that's the difference right there. You know.
I think that like Modern happens in seasons. Right now, Modern is not in season. Like, it's not Modern season right now, so like none of the cards are gonna be super desired.
Yeah.
Give it, you know, 6 months, I think. Five months until Modern season hits. See, this is what I was saying before, right?
I did not know.
You just traded the creature for.
Yeah, I was looking at another play. This is why I'm a casual player, people. and I will never play the tournament unless it's just to go play, just because, just to have fun. Yeah, cheap.
Look at those. Look, all those creatures in your hand. They're gonna get eaten by a weird dog.
Yeah. The chupacabra. Ugh. Maybe I should be playing, like, go look online and put together an Is It deck against you. Oh my gosh.
I beat Is It all the time.
Oh. Well. Fail.
What's gonna happen to him? He gonna get eaten by a weird dog.
Yeah. I still call BS, people. He's got 34 cards in the hand, and he's been, like, getting choops like it's going out of style.
Hey, to be fair, I only drew one Chupacabra this game. I find in Finality 2 of them from my graveyard to hand.
But even get him that way.
In what world do I let you draw 3 cards there? That's just...
Oh.
It's tapped. Next. One attack. Next.
That should wrap up this discussion. Here on the verge of finishing this up really quick. And we are at 46 minutes. Alright. So if you're new to the channel, I want to say hello and hope you're enjoying this program about investing in Magic cards and knowing your market, knowing what you're doing. For those of you who are subscribed, I hope you've been counting the punts, because there were many during these games. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, because I also do comic book related videos Monday through Friday, but it's guaranteed Monday through Wednesday, with Wednesday being New Comic Book Day. I'm also an artist, so Thursday is Sketchbook Thursday, and I promote my Patreon page where I'm teaching little kids from ages 1st through 3rd how to draw. And on the weekends is, this is so appropriate, is like wild card weekends where I do Magic the Gathering related videos and try to talk about finances in the sense of for new players who are getting into Magic the Gatherings, what they should look out for pitfalls, and trying to bring on people who have been playing the game for a while so they can pass on their advice to new people. And I'm down to 5 life, and I'm just doing this because F you, shoot.
Alright, that works too. I got 2 more in hand, right? Like,
pretty much. So did you get a box of the Ultimate Masters?
Oh, I didn't get a box. It was just a little pricey. There aren't any cards I really want because I only play 1 deck in Modern.
Yeah.
And the only card that it would have that I want, which is Engineered Explosives. Above. Yeah, I'm not.
No, this product is not for everyone.
If given a chance, I would certainly draft a box.
Yes. That's what I miss not being at the store right now. I would, well, not only to support the store, but to, just to have fun drafting.
A good top deck right there.
Yeah, it was. I was like, yay!
Death is cheap.
So that will kill people as soon as he kills me, which I don't even know why I played that card. I should have just let him kill it to end the video. Yeah, why are you down there we go. Alright, that'll do it, people. I hope you are having a great weekend. Anything you want to, any closing words you want to add, Mitch, or shout outs to anybody? Not that they watch this channel, but anything?
Not really. Yeah, it's been a good time.
Alright, I'm going to stop the recording now. And that'll do it, people. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.